This is Node-RED, and I decided to make a simple game that one might make in BASIC called Guess the Number. So my input node is a HTML request, and I just keep it as a GET request, and the URL is /guess, which is pretty basic. Then the next thing we're going to do is see if we have any turns left. Although this doesn't seem intuitive as the first step in designing the game, ultimately, if you don't have any turns left, we want to go ahead and end the game. And if we end the game, we reset our turn counter in this function here, and we reset the guess, and n is our variable that is tracking the number we're trying to guess. So guess is what the person guesses, try is the number of tries we're on, and n is what the computer randomly generated. You lost is a message, and I'm just using a basic HTML message that says, sorry, you're a loser, try again, and it gives them a link to go ahead and try the game again. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit here. I made it so that if the response for guess is -1, that it resets the values as well. That's later on. So that's the path. So do you have any turns left? How do we determine if you have turns left? Well, we use this switch here, and we check the global value of try. And if try is greater than or equal to 10, then we take path number 1, otherwise path number 2. So as you can see, path number 1 is the send route. Our return for all paths is an HTTP response. On all paths, we're using the template to set the response, and on all paths we do some scripting. So if we have turns left, we need to get the value of the guess parameter that's passed through the web server or the web call. So if we go into this function, this is a simple JavaScript that takes a variable and calls it guess, and it gets the URL and parses it for the variable guess that's passed in, and then we set a global variable of guess to that value so we can use it in other functions. Then we come down to the question, is the answer set? So if we've already guessed, if the computer's already generated a answer, then the value n will be set between 0 and 20, otherwise it's actually a new game. So if it's a new game, we pick a number and we display a welcome message. So how do we pick a number? Well, picking a number is a matter of some basic JavaScript math. So the math.random times the number of possible values using the floor command will give you an integer between 0 and 20. I then take that integer and I set it into a global variable, and I reset the try counter to 0. So now the game is reset and ready. And then we set a welcome message in HTML that says, welcome to the game. I have picked a number between 0 and 20. Your job is to try to guess that number. For debugging, I've went ahead and put the correct answer in place. During the actual play of the game, this line here will be removed. But I'll leave it there for now as an example. So click on done. So if the game is already in progress and the user guesses a number, we come to, is the answer set? And the answer is yes, it is set. So we go to game control. So now our branch determines whether our guess that was inputted through the URL matches our global variable of what the computer generated for an answer. If they match, we go to path 1, If it's -1, we go to path 2, otherwise path 3. So on a match, we reset the game, and then we give them a response that they won. It says, you guessed the correct number. Click here to try again. If number 2, which was -1, is set, we want the welcome screen. So we come down here and we reset for a welcome message to start the game over again. Otherwise, we had the wrong answer. So we increment our number of tries and we tell them to try again. So if we go to the script for the number of tries, we get the try variable. We then increment the try variable by 1, and then we set that as a global again. Our try again message is very simple. It says, your guess was not correct. Please try again. I go ahead and tell us the correct answer for debugging so we can watch it in action. And then it tells us how many tries we've had. We could probably put the maximum number of tries on this line as well. That might make sense, but we'll leave that for later. If you notice, we're using a form, and our form action is our URL of guess, and our variable will be the input names. So the input name of guess will go ahead and be sent to the URL of guess. And it'll look something like this. And we're using localhost. My Node-RED is running on the local PC. And all this should work on a PC, Mac, Linux, Pi, it doesn't matter. So that's the basics of Guess the Number game. So now I'll go ahead and show the game. And again, it's a very basic game. Don't have high expectations. So localhost, and we'll put the URL of guess after it. And it looks like I may have been in the middle of a game, so I'll go ahead and click here to restart. It says, welcome to the number game. I have picked a number, and it tells me the answer here. Like I said, that's just for debugging. So normally I would probably start with 10. Hit submit. My guess was not correct. Please try again. I went ahead and I'm showing the variable that I last chose so I don't pick it again. This time I'll do 15. Hit submit. And my counter went up to number 2, and the correct answer stayed 8. So let's try 16. And we'll do 17. Some improvements for the game, which I'm going to try to write up some documentation on and supply this as a workshop for anyone who wants to take this further, is to add a history of all the numbers tried during the game, and then to also tell the user if they're too high or too low, and that will make the game more interesting. It should be easier to play the game, and at the end, perhaps someone will learn a little bit about Code Red, or Node-RED rather. So I still haven't given the right answer yet. I'm going to go ahead and not give the right answer the first time. Ideally, if I went over 21, we know we shouldn't have that as a possible answer, but we accept it right now. So that would be incorrect. Now, as you see, we're on number 9, so our next one is 10, and then that should be it. We should be done after this one. So I click submit. Oh, and there's try 10. There we go. I was off by 1. So here's our error message. Sorry, you're a loser. No surprising. So we can try again. I'll click here. And now let's say I'm a little bit smarter this time, and I start with 5 and hit submit. Actually, if you look here, it looks like I have a bug. The correct answer is blank. I'm going to go ahead and restart again. Okay, I'm going to do 5. Click submit. Okay, the correct answer is 8. This is try number 1. Try 10, for instance. And we expect that to not work. Try number 2. So let's try an 8. You have guessed correct. Click here to try again. So when I click here, we're back to the welcome message. And coincidentally, 8 is still the random answer. That doesn't sound very intellectual, but let's try this again. Pick number 8 for the answer. That is correct. Click here to try again. And we're staying on 8. My randomizer doesn't seem to be very random tonight. Oh, there we go. Now we have a new answer. We just really happen to have 8 several times in a row. What a coincidence. Oh, and there's a new one. 17. So, and that's an example of a pretty simple game for an HTML application in Node-RED, and it probably took less than 20 minutes to put together, and I could do a walkthrough on that as well, which I probably will. I'll probably recreate it. I may optimize it and get rid of some more bugs like the one I just found. So hope if you're interested in Node-RED, this has been helpful, and I look forward to making more videos about it. It's pretty exciting stuff.